Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brandon Motzkus, and today is our Wednesday box opening.
Little Miss is kind of sleepy, and so...
a little fussy. I think she caught whatever weird congestion I have.
Cold and flu season.
Is it fun to watch my lips move when I speak?
A dead stare.
I love
She hasn't
you.
blinked.
She what?
She hasn't blinked in
No.
I know.
45 seconds.
My mama always said my life is like a box of
There we
chocolates.
go.
You never know what you're gonna get.
I wish they could see her face.
You act like I've never spoken to you before.
I'm sorry. She tried giving her the binky, and she took it out of her mouth and threw it.
Reach out of the first thing and boom.
Not taking it.
She has liked this though. We had her in it this morning also. She took a little bit of a snooze, probably almost 2 hours. I think she finally, and then she got felt better and was playing, and then she's back in. But she likes it. I think she's fits in it better. She's a little bigger, but works for me. Doesn't make her as heavy, and I have hands, and
Yeah.
I think she likes it.
Yeah, I think she does too. Yeah, cold and flu season. Or I like to call it money finding season.
Right? Those jackets you haven't worn in a while, they got some mystery pockets?
I know.
Have you found anything yet?
I have. I have. I have. I keep. It's a good time you pull something out. It's like, wait,
Those hidden
hear a
gift
little jingle,
certificates
jingle.
that you knew you had at Christmas, but where did it go? It's coming. You're going to find it. It's in that favorite jacket you forgot was your favorite.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the right time of year.
Yeah. Is that the song? This is the I'm gonna sing myself a song, the not sleepy song.
What if your
So-
fan club knows the sleepy song?
What if your fan club's gonna start falling asleep? Oh my goodness. Well, if you are new to our channel, as we always say, you've probably left by now. And if you've been with us for a while, you know we're going to open some boxes. But you also probably know
She can hold a note.
she's going to be a singer.
She's going to have to try to...
There was not a peep out of her before Elder.
I know, there wasn't. I know, we turned the camera on and we get this. Yeah, she was quiet before that.
That's her sleepy song. It's because she doesn't
It is
want
her
to.
sleepy song. Yeah, that's totally her sleepy song.
Amazing. You're being distracted.
Yeah.
But speaking of baby distracting, hope you guys appreciated Sunday's box opening, because every time I record, they got 4 recordings of Maisie Cam on there.
Because she was so loud.
They got a lot
I was
of
sort of nervous.
baby
I thought-
action.
I thought, man, there's no way you can hear what we're saying.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Brianna. And hello,
Hi.
All right. Sorry about that little pause for a moment. But the other thing I was going to say is that if you are used to watching us, you know that as we speak, we are on our
Columbia River
cruise. Actually, yeah. No,
Yes.
we are not yet on the boat. We are still doing at this moment, we're probably still at
Oh, yeah.
Grand Coulee Dam.
We're at God Coulee Dam.
Because we have
It's our pre-package.
we get on the boat on Friday, this coming Friday, and we cruise down the Columbia River, not down and up, just down to Astoria, and then they come back and they drop us off at Portland, and everybody flies home. But this week we are doing a pre-excursion package, so 28 people, maybe that's the right number, decided to come up and hang out with us here. So super fun.
Yeah.
So we're visiting a local winery. I think we've already talked about this, Moses Lake Distillery. We're going up to the dam. We're doing Dry Falls.
A lot of fun little stuff
all
right
kinds
here.
of stuff that we are known for here. So anyway, so that's what we are doing at this very moment. So we are recording this a little bit early. And also, we won't be here tomorrow to fill your orders. And so we're sort of excited. We have 3 boxes of things that we kind of know, or we think we know what all of them are. And it gives an opportunity for these guys to maybe have a little easier day tomorrow
Yeah.
without us. I think it's going to be a whole lot of partying.
Yeah.
Lunch out, right?
Lunch out.
Yes, we've already got a plan.
Put the sign out. Hey, be back at 1:30-ish.
We don't even know what's going to be in their water bottles. So anyway, so we do have a fun box opening for you, but what's kind of fun is that the main box that we're going to open, they have special tape. So we know what it is, which is going to be kind of fun. And it gives us an opportunity, too. We want to do a little demonstration for you at the end. So it's going to be kind of about notions and sewing machines and that kind of thing. And since it's going to be about that, I also thought I would talk for just a minute about our Passport 3.0s. So when we provided sewing machines hosted for a Panama cruise back in, was it April? April. Mm-hmm. And then when the cruise is complete, we had some discounted machines. So quick little mini heads up that we will have those machines again. I don't know how many.
I don't know how many, because they're, of course, first option goes to those
that are cruising.
Get first option, and then whatever we're being
first
back
dibs
will be a used machine at even a better price.
So the idea is that used for 7 days on a cruise ship, however much you use it on the cruise ship. Mm-hmm. And then, they get an opportunity to buy. It's a way that we can sell it for 35% off and still play by the rules.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not okay. Dealers aren't supposed to undercut each other. Which
everything has a map pricing.
It makes sense to me. But if it's a used machine from a demonstration, from a class, from anything like that, a floor model, then we can sell those for a significant decreased price. So everybody who's coming on the cruise with us, Brianna's right, will have first dibs on those. But then anything that's left over, what I would suggest is you get on
Tracy's list.
Get at the top of her list. Is hey, I missed out last time. I want one this time. She will keep track of who is number 1, who is number 2, who is number 3, depending upon how many we have left. Mm-hmm. And it'll be same deal as last time, same price and same. There's a little bit of a shipping fee or a pickup is a different price. But for us to get it to you, it costs us a little bit more. But anyway, it's still a way better deal. And that brings another question that I think I'm going to answer before you guys ask it, which is, what is the best brand of sewing machine? We're going to tell you that we sell Pfaff. We love Pfaff. I learned to sew on a Pfaff treadle. And so we like Pfaff, and that's what we sell. But here's the real answer. The real answer is that all of the top of the line machines are good brands. Bernina is a great brand. Husqvarna, Viking, Pfaff, Baby Lock.
All do a fabulous job.
All of those are great. You would not go wrong with any of them. Every one of those companies are striving to be the best machine. So we're always coming out every year with something, Bernina doesn't have this yet, or whatever. So everybody's eking up for who does this yet and who does that. And they want to be the best. So all of those companies want to be the best. What I would say is 2 things that I think are important. Number 1, buy what your local shop sells, because what's important is service. You want to be able to get the parts, the classes, the warranty cleaning, the warranty. Why is it doing this? Mm-hmm. If you got a lemon that got jiggled too much in the box or whatever. So I would say buy what your local shop sells. I think that that's important. The other thing that I'm going to say is don't buy it at a big box store. It is not the same machine, which is why, you might sew on a Baby Lock and think that your Baby Locks are great, and then you go to some other big box store that has a Baby Lock for only $800. It's not the same thing, which is why it's a model number, 497, and there's no such thing in the shop for that, because it's one that's made mostly plastic parts. There's no warranty with it. It's made different. It's made for that kind of a sale. So my 2 pieces of advice are: buy what your local shop sells. Don't buy it in a big box store.
Buy it from your local shop.
From your local shop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't go to the big box store and say, well, I got this, because you sell Baby Lock. It's going to make someone mad.
And even if it's like, I've looked at my local quilt shop and it's just too expensive, let them know.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I really want a new machine, but, will you put me on the list if there's a used one, if there's a trade-in, if there's a an event, whether it's a come sew on a machine and you'll get it for cheaper. Just attend it. Worst thing you're going to say is you're going to have this great time, pay $25, have this great time. At the end of the day, that's still sticker price is too much. You still had a great day, learn something, and maybe even loved that brand machine even more.
Right.
So it's just something you can do in your local shop, and people come in all the time and say, "Hey, what you got? Oh, a little out of my budget, but let me know if someone brings one in."
Right.
You know,
We always have
Always.
trade-ins. We always have things that.
and I figure most shops are the same way, maybe even better, because I know we are not very good machine salesmen. So
if you want it, we'll sell you one, but we're not going to try to sell
Absolutely,
you.
we don't try very hard.
We don't do the hard sell
We'll
thing
trade
at
in.
all.
So other machines, mother shops do a great job
Yeah.
making sure they do these events, get the trade-ins, get those moving. We're not that great, but if you're watching us, you're probably not.
We're
our
great
local
in
shop.
other ways.
Yeah. We'll make sure you spend every penny on fabric. That's for sure. The drug dealers of the quilting world.
I know.
We know,
I know.
we're sorry.
That's who we are. It's totally true.
Yeah.
And it is, but we've always been that way. It's the same thing even with a ruler. It's like, wait.
Right.
Borrow mine. Make sure
See
you
what you
really
like
like this quilt before you spend that $24 on that
And depending
ruler.
on what kind of
We've always
ruler it
been like
is,
that.
we'll show you how to use your 6x24
Yeah.
before you spend a $30 ruler on something that does
A one-trick
thing.
pony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like that. Because I think a lot of people will comment on our ruler wall. It's very small.
Yeah,
Because we
don't
only-
like the one-trick wonders. We want to teach you how to
You
use
want the
your
square up
other
rulers,
tools.
the big ruler with all those lines on it. Because all those lines are something special.
It doesn't take very long before you have thousands and thousands of dollars in your sewing room just in tools.
Right.
You know, and so yeah, we're
Yeah.
not like that. All right, one other thing that I was going to say about that is that two other things I was going to say. Your local shop probably has financing because we do 0%. So you're just, I mean, even if you can afford to write the check, it's kind of nice to spend somebody else's money.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice option for you. And the other thing is I wanted you to see the machine. So I don't know, do you want to zoom in on it?
Sure,
Or
yeah, I
does
can
it
do that.
matter?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Do
don't
you
know
think
if
it matters? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe
The
just
other
hold
thing
it
you
up.
can do, we're going to tell you and show you kind of the best features of it. But you can also go to Pfaff.com. And
would
you can
just do
see
that.
everything. You can get all of the information. If your husband has some weird question he needs to know, he can find it there.
Yeah.
But it's got, I think it's 100 stitches.
110.
110
Because the
stitches?
2.0 has 70 stitches and doesn't have a thread
This was
cutter.
100.
The 3.0, 100 stitches and has a thread cutter. And I'm making it seem really heavy. It's like 14 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called the Passport, is because it's really meant for travel. It comes with a hard carrying case and this little back
It's
cover
the
thing.
perfect size for a carry-on.
Yeah.
So if you're
perfect
like, I'm
size.
never ever taking anything on a plane like that, you can pack it around with you.
Take that. Yeah. If you spend some time in a motorhome, if you travel, it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to be gone 3 months. I want to take a sewing machine with me. I mean, it's inexpensive, and so it's nice just to go ahead and have that. So it's what we use when we're doing retreats, and it's what we're using on cruises. So anyway, so that's what it is. And I agree. I think just go to Pfaff.com. It's a great user-friendly website. It'll do videos and answer all of your questions on all of the
You're
machines.
even you can even do
Yeah.
comparisons. You know,
Yeah.
if you're thinking, oh, I'm kind of in the market for a new machine, but maybe that's too small, you can compare other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Passport I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
Lightweight, easy.
It's a really good machine.
Online, it'll
Sews
also
really
tell
well.
you what comes with it, the feet that comes with it, measurements. I mean, all of that. If you have
There's
a
6
sewing butt
feet.
case.
And we're throwing in the 1/4-inch foot
Yes.
for free. So it does not come with that. We're also throwing in the extension arm thing because your little sewing space here is like what,
6
inches,
inches
7
from
inches?
needle to the throat.
Yeah, I think it's 7 inches, and so there is an extension arm, so it makes it feel like you have so much more space, and it comes with a fun little carrying pouch, and so we're throwing that in. Throwing in the 1/4-inch foot and 35% off the MSRP.
Fantastic. I'm
So
excited
good.
for you. But yeah, email Tracy, info@fabricpatch.net.
Get on
She will
the
start a
top of the
list.
list.
Because again, I have no idea how many we're going to come back with. Maybe none. Who knows? But we'll go off the list and call and see. And then on our Sunday box opening, what is that? The 15th, we will let you know if there are any left.
So with that, the box, I'll just tell you, it has the Featherweight Shop tape on it. Yes. So the Featherweight company, if you guys happen to sew on a Featherweight, I think a lot of quilters that I know have their own little Featherweight. They're kind of fun to find and fun to have. And for a long time, it was really hard to find replacement pieces and parts to work on, or parts if you need to work on it. So a couple of things. We were out of a bunch of stuff, so this whole box came in with all of the stuff that we were out of, and we thought this was a good time, not just to show you these things, but to talk to you about these things, and then also some of the other kind of fun classes that we have that kind of go along with this. So you can get just about, I think we carry everything that
I think so.
I don't think there's anything.
And whatever we don't have, we can easily get. To kind of whatever works.
So so one thing is with your machine, if you still have like a really old little book or a book that you kind of don't want to really mess with too much because maybe it's starting to fall apart a little bit, they have a reproduction manual that's kind of cute. Looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same size, same font, same everything, which is kind of fun. There's also the maintenance log book. And speaking of maintenance, there is the maintenance handbook. This is a really good book. Too bad this isn't open.
Yeah, it's really nice. So it's really detailed,
Really detailed.
actual pictures of a machine with arrows and all that jazz, and words to describe how you're supposed to oil or grease or.
So she's saying pictures and words because we're different, right? Some people want to look at the picture. I'm not going to read that.
Yeah.
And then other people want to
read it, not look at it.
Not look at the picture.
It will also tell you. Where to oil, where to grease, how to change out a belt, how to change out a gear or whatever. It gets pretty thorough, which is pretty
really
cool.
pretty detailed. And the book itself has this little tent bottom. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but it'll cause it to be able to stand upright, and you can just flip
Kind of like a desk
the
calendar.
page. Yeah, so you can see what's going on. And then the other thing that we did is we did a Zoom class about a year ago with Jordan. And then and it was really nice. Brianna was right in there with the camera close up, and he explains everything that's in the book. So if you really want to be shown how to do it, we have that available. So we saved that, and then what we did is we put this box together, and so then what do you call
It's
this
called
on the
a
website?
tune-up kit. So we actually have all of the featherweight products, the cleaning stuff, and just the accessories all in one spot that I'll link in the description below, or you can find on the website at fabricpatch.net. But this is the tune-up kit, so it's everything. It's the maintenance book, plus those pieces that you're going to replace. You're going to need maybe the belt will be replaced, some springs maybe. You've got your
Bed cushions.
oil, your lubricants, your all sorts of stuff in there that Jordan goes over how to use, how to do it, where you're going to put it. So it's pretty cool. So you kind of have a little bit of everything. It is listed. If you're interested in the tune-up, in my description on the website, it tells you what's in there. So you can make sure you have what you want and what you need.
Yeah.
But
Super cool. Kind of a nice thing. Some people really are just visual, and you want show me and explain that to me. And he's really patient.
so the
and
tune-up
really good with
kit
that.
gives you the book, plus the stuff to do it, plus
The class.
you'll get a emailed PDF of how to access the class.
Yeah.
Or you can just get the book and other things or other whatever. It doesn't
And
matter.
the reason we do that separately is, I'm going to call it copyright law, because we pay Jordan whenever you view it. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
So
the
that's
only
why.
way to get
Yeah,
the class
to get the
is
class
to
with
purchase
him.
the tune-up.
yeah. Otherwise, it's not available. I mean, knock on Jordan's door. He'd be happy to show you. All right. And then other things, you probably already saw this in there. This
Grease.
is the grease. And then we have the bobbins. And they come like this in a packet of, is there 6 in there?
I
or
think
8?
these are 10. I think it came in like 10 and 15s.
Featherweight
I didn't know
bobbins.
when I ordered it, I didn't know what we usually got. I feel like we might have gotten 15s last time. But it's cool. It doesn't even
maybe.
matter. It's
But
10.
I love this little thing.
No, I love the little holder for it. And how perfect it would hold in your carrying case. Wound or unwound. I love
I like it. And then I didn't bring one back, and I don't think there was in the box, but we also have the bobbin cases.
Yes.
The cute little bobbin case. It was funny that for a while there, that was what you were supposed to do when you were looking at a featherweight to maybe buy it.
Is make sure it
was
had
the
a
case
bobbin
because
case.
people were stealing bobbin cases.
Now you can buy them. And they're not like outrageously expensive. It's like $40.
Yeah, they're on there. 49.
49. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, you might think that's a lot, but like
For a
my
bobbin case?
my bobbin case for my long arm is almost $80.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just it's exactly the same and bigger. You think it'd
Yeah.
be easier to make, but no.
Yeah. And then we got the bulbs. The bulbs now. I can wake her up. The bulbs are now LED.
Yeah.
Which is there's other
Which
things in
I
there.
love the fact because I am pretty sure I have a burn on my wrist from the top of the light cap because that thing gets so hot. So the LED will help, not get scorched.
and a 1/4-inch foot, and we got the 1/4-inch foot with the little blade on it.
We also have the 1/4-inch foot
fun.
without the blade if you're
Without
someone
the
who
blade.
doesn't like the little flangey guy.
And then a little cleaning tool. I mean, fun for any. So there's for cleaning everything up. Oil, sewing machine oil. And then this is the deodorizer for your cases. So it's kind of a funny thing about this is that, I mean, all of us know that smell, right? There's the button box smell, and then there's the old sewing machine case smell. It's like, oh, it's not a good smell at all. And it's hard to get that smell out. You can kind of try Febreze, but then sometimes that smell is almost
or a
worse.
dryer
It's-
sheet. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
the same
almost
way.
worse. This is really good.
It works really
has
good.
like tea tree oil in it. There's something in there, and it's a natural enzyme, and it works really, really well. And what's funny, I think I've told you guys this before. I have taken this home, and I use this in other areas of my house as well that need deodorized because I really like it. It doesn't have that fake chemical smell. You know what I mean by
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
It's
It's
an
a really
overpower
nice.
fragrance. It's
No,
just clean
it's
and
just tea tree oil is what it makes me think of, but it's tiny, just a little, but I really like it. It's a really nice scent. Let's see. All right, was that
I think it was
it?
everything that was in there.
I just
I think
like
so.
such a big box.
I think it was the books.
And then I brought these back because I knew that we didn't order these, but I wanted you to see. This is that little. It's a black mat. And so when you're doing your servicing for your featherweight, it requires a lot of servicing. And remember, these are
dirty.
they're almost 100 years old, these machines, and or could be 100 years old. And they get really dirty, and they have to be greased. So that's what's really nice about the new machines is they don't need grease at all, and many don't even need oil. But the old machines do. So what's nice about this is it has this little thing that you can put it on because you're going to get that grease kind of in different places. And it also shows all of the oiling and greasing spots on that map.
And
mat.
all of the individual pieces. It's like your machine just split out. So you can see all the screws and whatever. So if something gets a little, jiggity when you get it back together. It's pretty cool.
And then this is kind of cute. This is just a dusting kit. It's just so sweet. Just a fun little stocking stuffery. Is it okay to start talking about stocking stuffers?
Well, I mean,
It's
you
not
never
Halloween
know.
yet. I'm breaking a rule probably. But it's really cute.
I don't think it's too early.
It's too early?
No,
Oh, no.
no.
Well, it's hard because if you start shopping in December, you're not going to find anything, and
You're
you
gonna
might not
find something
even
that you
find
didn't
good
want.
deals.
Find things now.
So you don't have to
that
work the.
You don't
crowd.
have to think, yeah. And that then you know that you're done. And then hide them in a place that you don't remember where those special presents are.
Right.
And then in
freak out
February,
later.
they'll be yours.
See, perfect. The
I
special
wonder where this
place.
was. I love this candle.
Oh, that's those dang special places.
Dang
Dang it.
special place, man. I hate that place.
That kind of goes back to this is the season to find money.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. So what's in there is a little microfiber cloth, which is kind of nice, and then there's a little brush, and then there's a little kind of a couple of other brushes that are in there. So yeah, there's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 brushes total, and then your little microfiber and the cute little tin. So it's kind of sweet. I like it. All right, so that's it for the featherweight shop, but we have another Notions box, plus we have a little Notions tutorial we want to tell you.
Fun.
Yes. So let's see, I'm going to scooch this stuff off to the side. And then featherweight stuff,
Yes,
are you going to
it's-
put that near the top?
I will. I can put it in the what's new section. Oh, sorry. Our phone's just crazy today. Yes, I can put it in the what's new section so that you can.
Find it easily.
Yep.
Yeah. And if there's something that, again, the weird thing about our website is that if we are out of it, it should say, on other websites, it'll say sold out.
Ours
But on our
disappears.
website, it just disappears, which is not always user friendly because then you think, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they don't have it. Use your notes on your order and then just say, hey, I didn't see the light bulb. Do you have more of those? And it could be that we have more, or maybe there's another box coming in. Because that's oftentimes what will happen is we show things from a box opening and we sell out a little too quickly, and then we get another wave of them in. And then you'll be the first one to get the new wave of the things that are coming in. All right. Okay, so the other Notions box is this one.
There's a
Cutter. Where is it? Oh.
tape on it. likes this a whole lot better. She doesn't seem to be super, and she stays to sleep, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think she likes her big.
Cuddled.
I think she likes her swing. Granted, this is how she falls asleep at night. We snuggle with everybody else until she falls asleep, and then she goes to her own bed.
Sweetie. All right. Okay. Yeah. All kinds of things in here. I
Oh,
thought
good
there
stuff in
would be. Yeah. Good things. A lot of these reordering things, and so we talk about these all the time. Are they Wonder Clips or Binder Clips? I never call them.
Wonder Clips.
Wonder Clips.
To use
Also,
for binding.
for binding. What's kind of nice about these, I wish I had one that was open. We show this a lot. I'm going to open this little package. We show this whenever I demonstrate this in a class, or if I'm showing people this. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if we can quite
Do you want me to zoom in?
Maybe, just to show them. What will happen is there are some lines on the back of it, so you can go right up to a 1/4 inch. So you know that when you fold it over that binding, can you see those little lines right there? So when you're putting that on, you know that that fold over is exactly
Will
the
you
same.
put your hand behind it? I can't get it to focus on that. There we go. We can see them.
See the lines?
Yep.
They are amazing. Absolutely fantastic. They work really, really well. I also want to say that there is an imposter. You know, that's always what happens, right? Somebody comes up with a really cool idea, they patent it, but, you know, somebody changes it ever so slightly and then they sell it for half the price. And I've seen those ones that are half price because I even have bought some thinking, oh, goodness, you know, that's like a way better deal. They break fairly quickly in my mind because what happens is that little metal spot there, that's where they'll break, and also they may or may not have those lines back behind there, and the lines are really important, which is why I always call them binder clips because that's what I use them for.
Yeah, me
anyway, more binder clips, and this is a package of 10, but we also have the 50 pack, and what's that other one, the 100 pack?
The 100.
And then we also have a multi-pack that has all
the
different sizes.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
there's-
little ones, like the big 2-inch like claw clips, works great for minky bindings. And the little, they come to like almost a little point. If you're doing really using fine bindings or hand applique, it's there's the variety pack. If you aren't a Wonder Clip fan, haven't tried
Start
them yet,
with that.
or wanting to try the other sizes but don't want to buy a 24 pack just in case, the variety pack is fantastic.
Yeah. Also a really fun Christmas present. Stocking stuffers.
Start
right?
stocking. So
Yeah.
you need to get your husband to get the Christmas stuff down. Just one box. Take your stocking out. Hang it in your sewing room. Just
Just start putting things in
you'll
there.
be ready.
That's right. That's right. All right. And then these are back in stock.
Ooh,
we
blue
had to
sticks.
send a replacement to somebody the other day. But these are really nice. So this is the Quilter Select brand, and what's really nice about these, so it's this. It comes like this, and there's also a little refill in there, and you can buy the refill separately. I think the refills are 4-pack.
Yeah, 4-pack.
Am I right? And so what's really nice about this is that when you put it on your fabric, it comes out.
Just pull it. She made it look hard. You just
I
pull
made it look really hard.
It's a
not that
cap.
hard. It on your fabric. It's fluorescent yellow.
Yeah.
So what's really, really nice about that is you know where you've put the glue, right? Why didn't we think about that years and years ago? But it dries clear. It dries soft, and then it is not permanent. It will wash out the first time you wash your quilt. So it's really just for when you're doing applique, binding, all of those kinds of things.
Hold
it
something
works
in place
great.
for you.
Yeah, works really, really well. There's another brand, Sew Line, and they have a pink one. Extremely similar. I think it's pretty much the same recipe. I'm not going to lie. I think it's really, really similar. They just package it differently. I think that one comes with 2 in there, and it's a little bit more expensive. And it's pink, but same idea. What else is in here? Oh, prison pins.
Turkish pigeon pins?
Turkish pigeon pins.
Of course. You love them. I think they love them because they like the story. So every time they use their Turkish pigeon pins, they think of you.
Could have been me.
Could have been locked up abroad.
Could have been, yes, locked up abroad. If we're a prisoner swap. Somebody more important. Yes. Yes, they're good pins. And then what's in here?
Oh, Milner size 7.
Milner size 7. If you are doing the ruched things, the ruched flowers, all of that stuff with Laura Estes, Milner size 7 is her
A great
needle of
needle.
choice. I also like it. Embroidery size 7 is my number 1 needle, but Milner size 7 would probably be my number 2. What is this?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
This is a really good one. So we sell out of these a lot, and I should save this and talk about this because the pinking blade. So people ask a lot about pinking shears, which pinking shears. I mean, to get a good pair, you're going to look at $35 or $40. But the other problem with the pinking shears is how do you sharpen them? I mean, I know there are places that do it, but you have to live in a place where you can find a place who does it. And so this is a pinking blade that probably retails for about $10,
Yeah,
10 maybe
around.
$11. A pinking blade. So all you need to do is that just take your rotary cutter that you have, and you don't have to leave it in all the time. It comes in a little plastic carrying case. So just take out your blade, and remember it's magnetized to that. So all you have to do is just knock that off, pick up your pinking blade, and then go ahead and just use your pinking blade in there, pink whatever it is that you want to do, and then put your regular blade back in.
And they've totally
more
figured it out.
economical.
It doesn't rub funny on your rotary. You're not going to hurt your rotary cutter at all.
Nope.
It spins nicely. It'll pink those edges. It's fantastic.
It's a
It
good
is
thing.
way easier than shears if you're cutting out garment stuff. If you just want to pink a minky edge or a flannel edge so there's less fraying involved, or it doesn't even matter. It's fantastic.
Sorry, we're both yawning. Usually it's
Sorry.
only you.
It's because we were. This is D-Day week because we got
We have
things
company
happening.
coming.
and we'll be gone for 2 weeks, so it's late nights and ooftas.
Yeah.
You'll see soon enough.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Yes. Guide to interfacings. I think we must have sold out of this because of your machine embroidery retreat.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah, we talked. Interfacing is a big interfacings and stabilizers. They almost seem like they're the exact same thing, but they're so different at the same time.
Super different.
Whether you're wanting to stabilize or actually interface. So it is something that I tell my people that they should get both. It's good, really good information in both that will help in the long run. And for everything, quilting, bag making, embroidering, hand embroidering, machine embroidering, the same difference. But yeah,
These are all guide to interfacing.
awesome.
Yeah, all of these are the same. But we have, this joins all of those other little books, We have so many of those that are kind of good. This is a good, an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, all the way to goodie. I hadn't found it for a while. Oh, sorry. Hadn't found it for a while, and I really like that one.
It's a really good pattern because it's just 2 fabrics. So if you have one fabric that you just love, 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 you think is beautiful, or a great big 1-yard pattern, panel that you cut up, you just make some little cuts in it, trim off a couple of other little pieces.
Sorry,
this is
sorry.
terrible. These guys are watching at 5 o'clock.
I know. Yeah.
Sorry, we're tired. And then you just add your little bordery kind of fabric to it, and so it really shows off that piece that you want to show
Yeah.
off, whether it's a focus piece of fabric or a panel. So
And what's really cool, it goes
a
from
good one.
crib size all the way to king size.
Yeah.
So it really gives you all of the math, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, good pattern.
All
All right, that looked like so many more, but we have like 3 boxes of these.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of duplicates in there. So that's good. And then the other thing is that I wanted to kind of answer a question and also show, this was in the other box, we got more rotary cutters. So we run out fairly often. I mean,
Very quickly.
we order, what, 1.5 dozen at a time?
Probably.
Generally. And so, and this is our favorite rotary cutter. And so somebody had emailed, and I said that we would talk about it, and asked about why we liked this one the best, because she was looking at that, I think it's a Martelli, where, and I told her I would show it because I thought we had one here. We don't have them here, but the Martelli is one that the rotary cutter is on the side and you're holding your hand off to the side when you're cutting. So a couple of things about that. I think that some of the people that use it, they really like it because I think it's less stress on their wrist, which kind of makes sense to me. But I think from an occupational therapy standpoint, when you are cutting, what happens, part of the way that this was designed initially was the idea that you put your finger here because you're pointing where you're cutting. And so that idea of making sure that you're not rocking it back and forth when you're holding it like this and you have your finger going here, which kind of lines up with the blade, that's what causes you to keep it straight. Whereas that Martelli thing, I think it might be taking some of the pressure off of arthritic fingers and thumb, which might make some sense, but you're holding it funny. So I don't know. I think that there's a bit of a learning curve with that. It's about the same price as this. For me, I mean, we've talked about this before. You can tell by the size of my thumb. I have fairly significant thumb arthritis, and in fact almost everybody who works here has it, and that's why this is the only rotary cutter that we use. The reason that we like it because of our arthritis is number one is the weight of it. What will happen is it's strong enough that you don't have to be pushing so hard because it'll kind of weigh down just a little bit. So it's the same reason that I like a really heavy iron rather than a lightweight iron, because that weight will do a lot of the work for you. The other thing is because of the heaviness, it doesn't rock back and forth so much. It's really a little bit easier to keep it steady. And then the other thing is that it's all metal. So this part in here, you know, so this is the bolt that fits into here. So this is all metal. So it's metal on metal, so that if something happens and you are pushing down because that blade is getting a little bit duller and I want to eke out a little bit more time, you're pushing on the other brands, you are pushing a metal bolt onto a plastic part back here. So what will happen is sometimes when you're cutting, because of that metal cutting into that plastic, it gets kind of out of round. So no matter what, even if you have a brand new blade, it's not going to cut right. And that's why. So I do like that it's a metal piece. And the other thing is you can see just the easy change blade. So this is a magnetic piece, so all I have to do is just go over to wherever I dispose of my blades and just tap it and it'll come off, and then I can pick up my other one the same way.
Yeah, you never have to touch your sharp blade.
And then you can just, and then if you want to lock it, if you have little people around, you can lock it back here. I don't know why I made that look hard. You can lock it back here, and then to open it, you just push your finger down here until it kind of releases.
And you tap it on your...
And that was the other thing too, is
You want to
that...
show that on your little demo if you want to give them a demo?
Oh yeah, let me give you a demo. And let me show you something. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll reset for a demo. We'll show you some quick things up close with this guy.
Yeah.
And then whatever else.
That's a good idea. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of things, because the other thing I want to mention is about this ruler. So let's go ahead and look here at the map. Okay, so so when you have a ruler that is, you know, you might even have something that has a little bit of a grid on the back of it, but still what will happen is as you're cutting, you're able to kind of slide your ruler around pretty easily. And sometimes that works out pretty well if you're cutting small pieces, but what will happen is if you're cutting something long, by the time you get from this end of the ruler up to the top, that ruler could slide and you could end up with, you know, kind of oh, that's a little exaggerated, but you know, you could end up with kind of a funny little end on the end of your strip. The Quilter Select, what's nice about it is it has this full coating on the back, and so it doesn't slide at all. I mean, not at all. I can move this whole mat before I can move that ruler. And so what's nice is that if I have arthritic fingers, instead of putting all of this pressure on to make sure that my ruler doesn't move, all I really have to do is just put a tiny little bit of pressure down, and nothing is moving at all. So the only thing that can sometimes be a little bit tricky with that is that if I am cutting some strips, and normally you can just kind of slide your ruler a little bit, this one it's a little bit harder. You actually have to pick it up, bring it over, and put it down. So you're not really going to be able to slide it very much. I mean, you might be able to tap it if you're not quite where you need to be, but it is nice to know that no matter what you do, that ruler is not going to move at all, and you don't have to put massive pressure down. And the other thing I want to show you is with this, people talk about that whole tapping and to show how that happens. And so when I do this, it's locked. See what happened is that little thing is locked into place. When I hold this and push it down, what's happening is that unlocks that so that it opens. Well, and it'll stay as long as my finger is down. But normally all I do is I hold the finger down, tap it out of the way, and then it's right where it needs to be. But if you look back here, can you see?
Can you tilt it towards us a little bit?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
See how much of that blade is exposed? Not very much of it. So depending upon what I'm cutting through, the idea is that if I'm cutting through something thicker, it might actually kind of lift as I cut, but it doesn't lift easily. So what I would suggest you do when you open it, roll it up, and now I have that whole blade exposed. So the idea is I can now cut through a quarter to a half an inch worth of stuff versus, just a little bit. Does that make sense? So again, then when I open it and then I roll it up and then close it. And did you hear it click? Right, so that's it. And then lastly is to change it. I'm going to open this up. That drops that out. And then for me to change my blade, I just have to kind of tap that off. And then usually whenever I change a blade, I'll take a minute just to go ahead and clean all of that lint and stuff out of there. Put on my new blade. And all I have to do is just touch it, put it in here, and lock it into place. All right. And then while Brianna's coming around, the last thing I want to mention is people will ask what's the difference between the 45 millimeter and the 60 millimeter. It really is just the depth that you're able to cut. So if you are somebody who wants to cut through 4 layers of flannel all at the same time, or 6 layers of flannel, you really do need the 60 millimeter. It's like $5 more. It's not so much more expensive. It's just kind of what you're used to. I have just always cut with a 45 millimeter. I just have to admit, whenever I pick this up, it seems large to me. But most people that I know that cut with a 60 millimeter, they say the exact opposite. It's like, oh my God, I could never go back to that little baby thing again, because they like to cut through a lot of layers. And then that's the other question people ask is, well, how many layers do you cut through at a time? And my answer is always the same. Whatever you feel comfortable with. If you feel like it's pretty easy, I know exactly what I'm doing, I'm not going to get distracted, and my ruler is not slipping, you could cut through quite a few layers. If it's a little bit more intricate, you're maybe trying to salvage fabric and you want to be really careful, then maybe just a couple.
Yeah, at a minimum, I usually do 2 layers because I'll cut my strips the way it rolls off the bolt when I get it. I'll cut them that way. Maybe fold it in half and do 4 layers so I can use my shape cut. So I probably don't really go more than that, because I feel like if I go more than 4 or 6 layers, I may lose the accuracy just a little bit.
If things are sliding.
At the very end of my reach.
You can control if your ruler is sliding or not, but sometimes there's weird little shifting going on with those layers underneath. Yeah.
But that's again me, according to me, what I'm comfortable with. But
yeah, and she's like crazy fast. Yeah.
I don't need a lot of layers. I just
Should we show them the quilt?
Should we show them? Oh, we should show them, because you guys, if you didn't watch Fabric Chat this morning with us out there, we did show it. But if you want to see what that Desert Rose pattern was, what we gave you for our anniversary, here it is.
We have it. So yeah, this was the free pattern that we gave out if you ordered anything from us on October 1st, which was our 24th anniversary.
Hey, Harper, just a minute, honey. See? Da-da-da!
That is it.
Isn't it pretty? Love it.
It's
and
really
my
pretty.
sashing and the border was actually 108 fabric. Because I couldn't find what I wanted otherwise. You'd think that's probably pretty impossible if you've seen our shop before, but the right pieces happen to be 108 instead of 42.
That's right.
So, yeah, you can do it. So, yes, so Desert Rose, that if you don't have already, it's going to be here any minute. If you placed an order with us on Sunday, you got this pattern for free. If you missed it, I am so sorry. But here it is today. So if you want our brand new pattern just released, Desert Rose.
Desert Rose. And the other nice thing is that we specifically wrote the pattern so that you could do it out of 5-inch squares.
Yes. Everything is 5-inch squares to make that block. All you need yardage for.
were-
The squares was sun showers from Maywood Studios. I have some more. And then our background is fig tree cream.
Victory cream.
Bum-ba-da. It is.
Cream.
So your entire
Which
block,
comes in 5-inch
5-inch
squares.
Of course it does. So the block is made out of entirely 5-inch squares, and then yardage for your sashing and your border. And again, my cornerstones, I just use scraps from what I made from the blocks. So super fun, super easy, stash friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, hope you enjoy it.
All right. I think, okay, so let's see. You will see us on Sunday.
Yes.
I mean,
you know, pre-recorded
you'll
because
see
we're going
us.
to be cruising.
We've got boxes here.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that these guys have something to do.
Yeah. We just let them, rest on the world, whatever.
And that gonna happen.
What'd you say?
Right? All right. We'll see you Sunday.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.